Are we live?
Not yet.
All right. Holy shnikes. It's not as loud. Or is it just my ears?
I don't know. Sounds fine to me.
Seems fine to me.
Yeah, I think it's just my ears.
You been sick? You got a little pressure?
Possibly, man. My whole freaking body is just kind of jacked up. Plus, this weekend, I drank a little bit more than
Been recommended.
That's a good way to put it.
Above the recommended daily allowance?
Yeah, recommended.
Daily.
More like the weekly.
What is the recommended daily allowance of alcohol?
0. It depends on who you
it's
talk
0.
to.
Oh, well, that's bullshit.
Yes.
Well, all right. So, this weekend we had some fun. I mean, Friday you went out to a wedding.
Yep.
I did a wedding on Saturday. What did you do, Paul?
I
Snuggled?
I have no idea.
You don't even remember?
I don't remember.
Chuck's my hero. He came and rescued. He sent his 2 sons after me to pick up my wife and I.
Nice.
Worked out pretty good.
Didn't we watch the Stars game? Wasn't that Saturday?
That was Saturday. Yeah.
That's Saturday.
Okay, yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, the Stars won Game 7, man.
Yes.
What
So
for the
happy.
first round.
What a game!
I wish I would have watched it.
Oh,
I haven't seen
man.
any. I need to make sure because I want to get into hockey.
Okay, well then you need to watch this next series.
Well, I know. It's just I don't think about it. And
Okay, well, I'll remind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Because I tell you what, man. First of all, being at a wedding, it's bittersweet. It could be fun. It could be boring. You know, but when it's a great venue and you got a lot of stuff going on, and the last game 7 is playing, and you're sitting at the table after dinner, and the women are all up dancing and frolicking and doing their shit, and you've got your phone out, and you could totally tell all the dudes were sitting there with their phones out watching the game.
You should have
Andy
brought your iPad. Like, nice big screen. You all could have huddled around it.
And it was open bar.
Surround sound.
Don't forget the open bar.
Any
part.
good bourbons?
Man. They had Jack Daniels.
Any good bourbons?
Well, you know what? Look, you got to pick your battles at a certain point because
No,
it was
there's nothing wrong with Jack.
It was an expensive thing, and I had a lot of bourbon and sodas and whatever. It was fun. So it was a Dudes Like Us moment. It's the first half of our May 6th. I cannot freaking believe it's May already.
Yep.
Yes.
You know.
Blew right into it.
Yeah, it's May 6th, first half. I got to wake the fuck up. I took a She Legit. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it gets me pumped up pretty soon. Check us out on Dudes Like Us -podcast on both Instagram and Facebook. Thank you, Chuck, for staying in tune with what the fuck we got going on today, which we got some cool stuff coming up.
We do.
I'm excited. We have the Advent bourbon coming up on the second half, but the first half it's an oldie.
It's an oldie but
But
goodie.
goodie. Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff. Now,
Yeah, I need one of these, whatever you're taking, because I'm not feeling it right now. Yeah.
I'll give you one.
No, that's okay.
it looks like a wombat turd.
It's fine. It's legit.
It's all natural organic.
It is.
Yes. Wombats poop cubes.
Yeah.
It's not.
Remember that?
Yeah, but this isn't a poop cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
They shit in cubes. Isn't that remarkable?
Yes, they shit cubes.
Yes, they do. Square assholes.
And nature is, I don't know if it's square.
I don't know the
buttholes.
reasoning behind
They have a hexagon
cubic
anus.
shits.
Oh, maybe it's some
Could
sort
be.
of
Does it look like-
gravitational magnetism
Does
thingy.
it look like one of those Play-Doh things, which
Yeah,
is
you
square
squish it,
and
and it comes out in any shape you want.
It comes out like
a pinch?
A little pinch in the end.
like a little bullion.
What's a cube?
Like a bullion cube, or like chicken or beef.
Why does it make that noise in your version of it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. So the Stars game 1 tomorrow night. So be ready.
So who are they playing?
Winnipeg.
They are playing Winnipeg.
Winnipeg Jets.
Yes. And they're the ones
Dude.
who ended the season really strong because they beat up on the Stars, as
Yes.
a matter of fact. But the Stars were struggling.
Oh, they lost 7, sliding into the playoffs.
Yes. But Winnipeg struggled with St. Louis in the first round. So maybe it was the fact that the Dallas was struggling more than Winnipeg was that much better, right? So I was afraid because, again, I don't follow hockey.
They were both Game 7s. They were both great Game 7s. As a matter of fact, did you see how the Winnipeg game ended?
Well, they
were down 3-1 in the third,
Yes.
and they ended up being scoring the tying goal with 1.6 or 1.7 seconds
1.7
left.
seconds left.
I mean, and the Blues were just went into double overtime, and then the Blues lost. Unbelievable. talk about a collapse.
How do you come back for that?
I don't know.
I
You
don't
got to be
know.
emotionally just stunted at that point. You're like,
That goalie just like, fuck.
They need to bring in a counselor for the whole team.
Yes.
Because I can't imagine how upset they are.
I wonder if that's covered under their insurance plan.
Probably. But yeah, awful. So anyway, some good hockey coming up. So yeah, we'll definitely tell you, Jeff.
All right.
Starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
Starts
tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah, game one, another
late
game,
one.
7-game series.
Well, that's good because my wife is out of town.
When? Tomorrow?
No, she left this morning,
And when does she return?
Sunday.
Ooh.
So I will be able to watch.
You're going to get in a couple
The
games.
games.
All right, so they
Yeah.
play Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for the first 3 games.
So I'll be able to catch a couple of those.
So we're on the road.
3:30.
that's right.
Oh, that's 3:30.
So we start out on the road for the first 2 games.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exciting.
Yep. So they got home court advantage, so to speak, right?
Home
They,
ice.
they have 4 of the
ice.
7 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Court, ice. What is
Yes.
it called?
Yeah,
Rink?
it's called home
Ice.
home
rink?
ice. Home ice. Yeah.
Is it a pitch?
It's not a pitch. That would be soccer.
You know what? I was flipping around the TV channel downstairs, and I happened to come across a professional cricket game.
Ooh,
I understand absolutely zero about cricket.
it's interesting.
I know it's a huge Brit, Australian, India
Oh yeah,
game,
Australian. Yeah, you said Australian.
and I was watching it. It was the very start of it, and the production value is great. I mean, it was just like football and
Oh, of course.
Major League Baseball. It was in a big stadium over in India, and I watched, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of it, listening to the announcers, and I couldn't make heads or tails. I kind of understood, okay, he's I don't think they call it, he's not pitching the ball. I think they call them spinners, maybe.
Bowler.
A ball, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they put spins on these balls, and the outfield, or whatever they call it, basically surrounds the
infield.
the
whatever it
infield
is.
where the batters are. I don't even know what they call them, because there's 2 of them.
Right.
And then he bowls to one, and then if he hits it, they run back and forth.
Correct.
And I think you score points that way, I guess.
Yeah, it's runs. They call them runs.
Yeah. So, but the way these guys throw the ball, they put spins on, because that ball can go anywhere.
Right.
Because this guy hit it, and it went behind him,
Right.
and a guy caught it, and they called it a wicket.
Correct. So the goal of the pitcher or bowler is to knock the wicket. So the batter is doing 2 things. He's protecting the wicket from getting destroyed by the pitch or by the ball, and he's also trying to get a good hit so he and his teammate can get runs.
Well, no, it didn't hit that post. Is that what they call the
That's
wicket?
the wicket.
It didn't hit that. The guy hit it with his paddle or bat or whatever, and it went straight backwards.
Right.
Like a fly ball, and the guy caught it. They don't have gloves or anything, so I don't know what that ball.
No, I mean I think my understanding is they can hit it, deflect it in any direction, and they can get runs off of that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a 360 kind of thing for the batter.
Correct.
But the point is, the batter is trying to protect the wicket. He wants to make sure that it doesn't get broken apart.
But they called it a wicket because a big old.
Hold on. So
Yes.
this thing falls apart?
Yeah, it's like 3 little posts that have it has like a connector on the top,
Like a China set on top.
just like a China set. That's what I was going to describe it, just like that. No, seriously, if the ball hits it and it breaks the wicket apart, I think it's basically batters out.
Game over.
It's
What
the
the
end.
hell is going on?
Of,
What is a wicket? Is it like a birdie?
3? Can you bring up some pictures? It's like 3.
Sure.
It's like 3 little posts and again the bowler is trying to knock apart the wicket. He's not trying to he's also trying to not let the batter get a great hit off of him.
Right.
But at the same time, his goal is ultimately to knock that wicket apart. There it is.
Well, he throws
Oh, so it's designed to come apart.
Yes, it's designed to come apart.
Oh, kind of like bowling.
it like
kind of.
bocce ball, but they throw it and they bounce it in,
Oh yeah.
and
So the batter has to-
they take a running start for one thing. Again, I don't understand it at all. And they're like flipping all these players, like these 2 guys, these fielders.
Right.
They're like so close. I mean, if that ball comes ratcheting off of there, he's going to get beamed right in the face.
Oh yeah, it's a dangerous sport. There are kids that have been killed. Yes, and the ball is a solid.
It looks like a cue ball.
Like a croquet ball.
It is super solid, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have gloves.
It's heavy. Yes, they don't have gloves, and they don't have protection for the most part.
Yeah, see, there's a field right there. So that you're basically your field is all around.
Yep.
and then the I don't know what they call them. The batters run in between those two posts. The
They
wickets.
call it a batsman. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, Paul is like an expert.
Well, so hey,
You seem to be the authority on this.
Well, I spent 5 years in Indonesia, right? So they. I'm not sure it's an ew moment. It was more like a ew. No, anyway, yeah, it was. It wasn't a sport that they necessarily played there, and I watched there. But we went on vacation to Australia, and the whole region, the whole state was shut down because it was a massive tournament, like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is going on? Like all the stores were closed and everything, and it was a massive cricket tournament. And so we watched it on TV, and we kind of got to learn about it.
Yeah, but these guys, they whipped that ball.
That's a video game.
That is, yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's
game.
up with that hat?
See, he knocked off one of the wickets, right? So the goal of the bowler is to hit that wicket. Yeah.
Well, that batter sucks.
Now, at the same time, right.
So the ball could go on either side. There's no strike zone or anything.
No.
So the ball, notice that, well, at least that was a video game.
And by the way, the same batter can bat for like 3 days.
Yeah, they can be really long matches.
Yeah. Because he's great at protecting the wicket, and he bats and bats and bats and gets like 67 runs. And
so hold on.
Crazy.
So when he hits it, he basically has free reign to run back and forth until someone gets the ball back to a certain area.
Yeah, that part I'm a little confused about. So I don't know if it's kind of like, you know how like in baseball, they run to home plate. They run to home plate and then they, slide and have to be tagged. I don't know what the situation is in cricket if they don't make it back by a certain point, or maybe they throw it and if they knock apart the wicket before they get back to the base. I don't know how that part works.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know how that.
So there's a lot of unknowns.
See, that ball curved, hit the ground,
Oh yeah,
and then bounced.
yeah. They don't mess around with their ability to move that ball. That's for
So
sure.
is this like baseball where they can take like a hidden little spatch of tar and put it on their fingers?
They can
and
scuff the ball.
Scuff it, do whatever. I mean,
Can the paddlers use pine tar?
little pine tar?
I don't know. These are all great questions. Anyway, it's interesting.
The reason I did this is because they're building, as far as I know, an indoor cricket field here in Frisco.
Why?
It's a big,
Why do you think?
you not see the cricket
Is there
people?
a demand?
Let's give him
Very large
give him
demand.
one guess. Go ahead, Sean. Why do you think?
It was a rhetorical.
Yes,
why?
I know.
It's just like that's the same reason there's a indoor badminton as well.
Oh, I like badminton.
Yes, we could go play.
Yeah.
We could like get
It's
a
supposed to
team.
be like one of the fastest sports.
It's no ping pong.
Yeah, see, they can smack the shit out of the ball. So it's like a double game because all they have to do is protect the wicket, or they can choose to smack the shit out of the
See,
ball.
it went backwards.
Yes. There we go. They just answered it. So if they get the ball back before they're back in their box, then it's an out.
Oh, he's over.
Oh, they're going through. Okay, so we're watching a video of the different rules. And damn, man, you can get a lot of runs if you get that ball loose. If they knock it around the park, which is a round field, I guess.
It is. It's a round field. Look at that thing.
Did he knock
Imagine being in the
he knocked
stand.
it out?
Yeah. Can you imagine being in the stands trying to catch that thing?
Oh yeah, you'd be knocked out dead.
That's harder than a baseball, it looks like.
Oh, man, that's insane what these guys can do, though.
Anyways, we're watching videos back to back of these guys playing cricket.
It's pretty cool, man.
Well, I don't know. It's argumentative. I part of it's kind of cool now that we're seeing some of the dynamics of the wicket in the back of it. Never realized that existed.
Yep.
And I didn't know that was part of it.
I mean,
But-
these are talented athletes, just like any of the sports that we watch.
Well, I can tell you that there were two teams from India. They were half Australian, British, half Indian
Yeah.
players.
Oh, yeah,
So it's probably just professional, right? If you're good,
100%.
just like soccer,
And they
is
make a
amalgam.
shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I see that the batters actually wear some pads on their knees.
Oh yeah, you get.
Oh,
And
shit,
some of those
dude.
guys have gloves. Look at that. Some guys have face protection.
Yeah, that ball is hard. It's a really hard ball.
and
So
and they curve that, and it bounces, and who knows where it's going to bounce?
it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching this sometime. You said you were watching it on TV, huh?
Yeah, it was on TV. It had some weird names on there, and I was like, well, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's cricket. So I tuned it in for a little bit.
Well, we're in the dregs of sports right now, aren't
Yes, cricket. cricket.
Well, sooner or later, I'm sure Frisco's going to have a local cricket team, so we can go watch them, I guess. They're going to build a cricket stadium.
Yeah, they got to go
They'll have a cricket
renovate
stadium.
Toyota Stadium again.
Make it round.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know, man.
I know. I don't want to talk about it. But all right. Well, good. It is interesting.
Well, that topic was not on the board.
It was not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, but it does bring up the ugh and the and you know what? It's just like you want to say it, but you're like, am I a racist because I say it? But it's kind of like,
Because there's a bunch of Australians.
It's
We are
because
inundated by Australians, man.
because
Freaking
it's kind of
Aussies.
like when you come from another country, you're supposed to simulate into this country.
Well, they have played cricket over here before.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were to list the top 100 sports in the United States, that would be on the bottom.
Could be.
Let's,
You know,
let's
that-
fact check
but
that.
you get what I'm saying.
It's
You're
definitely
playing devil's
not what-
advocate, but I'm just saying. I mean, it goes against the grain of what's going on. I get it, but it's kind of like
What if
this
they
has been
play-
a
what
thing
if-
for everywhere.
Well, it's just like soccer. Soccer's not big here.
True.
It's huge everywhere else.
It's probably what?
It's true,
It's
yeah.
probably the fourth sport, right? Would you
No.
say that?
Yeah, but-
football's number one.
Football,
they-
baseball, basketball, hockey.
Yeah, that's
Soccer.
good. That's
So
all
it's
we need.
Probably fifth. Okay.
So I mean, then when they started adding bowling and
Well, no. So I would say soccer's bigger than hockey here
Maybe
in terms of it
maybe
depends.
in Dallas.
If we're talking about like kids sports, obviously soccer's bigger than,
I don't
than
know.
hockey.
Well, I'm thinking professional.
You're
leagues.
thinking professional. Yeah, I get that. And then I would agree with that.
Yeah. So you could probably search what are the top things. Pickleball. There you go.
Sure. Pickleball.
I mean, where does pickleball come from? Is that some dude? Is that kind of like the Mormon religion? It was just kind of made up.
Yes, it was.
Believe it or not, pickleball's been around. Pickleball's been around a long time. I mean, when I was in elementary school in Indonesia, we played pickleball before it ever was a thing here. I think.
So
I
it's
don't
an
know.
Indonesian sport.
No, but I mean, it was played overseas. So I guess I don't know where it came from. I don't know what is the background of pickleball. I have no idea where that came
You
from.
know, there's a place right there off of 121, just south of 121 by Alma, called Chicken and Pickle.
Chicken pickle.
You can go play pickleball and get some fried chicken.
That's right.
Oh. All right, originated in 1965 in Washington. All right.
More than 50 years of fun.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. All right.
It was named
so
after his dog.
now it's got 36 million players. Yeah, no, it's definitely the sport of choice among aging adults.
Yep. And it's
Yeah.
featured on the Ocho, ESPN 8.
Oh, really?
Did you watch the video of where I said it's going to be the next Olympics?
Probably. What was it?
The pizza tossing.
The pizza toss.
Oh,
It was like
What
rhythmic.
is-
It was like rhythmic gymnastics, but with pizza dough.
I stayed with it way too long and
Yeah.
kept going and kept going.
it almost became interpretive.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, give it time. They had freaking break dancing, and they have dancing with ribbons. Why can't you have pizza dough?
Right.
But he was doing the same thing.
You know how when
Lord.
you stumble on one of these things that are supposed to be funny, it says wait for it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I did wait for it, and,
it never
I
happens.
eventually was like, okay, enough.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute video.
Yeah, I know.
Never
gave up.
happens.
And he was flipping the pizza between his legs and flipping around in the air, and I was like, okay, I can't do that. I get it, but I would never be in a pizza throwing or pizza tossing, whatever. Anyway,
Well, you wouldn't be in a rhythmic gymnast anything.
generally no. Yeah, that's
with
not
the
really
ball or the hoop.
not really my strength.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I can't do it. They look good, but nah, I'll pass.
Like, no wonder the order's taking so long. Come on, man.
No shit.
Quit playing with my dough.
They're doing that at Domino's.
Wow.
You see them outside, just
yeah,
They show any like meat slicing and the little pepperonis on there.
no, it's just dough tossing.
just dough tossing.
Whatever. I mean, what's next? They're going to start spinning towels on their fingers. I mean, it's like stupid human tricks. I mean, it's just like the David Letterman show, the top 10 stupid human tricks.
Yeah.
Well, what gets me is it was a full competition, which
Yeah.
means
There were a whole bunch of judges.
yeah, and crowd, and I was like, so that means this is something somewhere. I don't even know where it took place. So they actually practiced this, and someone actually developed it, I guess. Oh, we got to do a whole contest of this pizza tossing or whatever the hell it's called.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah.
You can make a competition out of anything.
United
But
States Pizza
Team. Are you kidding
On the
me?
Ocho.
United States Pizza Team. There you go, Sean. Oh, he's double fisted
Oh, he's
it.
got 2 pizzas.
Oh, show off.
Now, is that an extra large pizza? Is that a personal pan pizza?
So is this more of a sport or the
I don't
cornhole?
know. Man,
Does this take more skill or does cornhole take more skill?
Or dodgeball.
You know what's sad about cornhole? I think
this takes more skill.
I was flipping around. Oh, I think it does too. I was flipping around, and I was on cornhole, and the way these guys are so serious about it just made me want to vomit.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, they were like all like intense and like, chest bumping each other, and like I was like, okay.
Did they have a glove on so they could throw it without any friction?
You're talking about the cornhole?
Yeah.
Like the bowlers wear.
Oh.
And then it was like Oregon against Arizona, like college. This is NCAA, like collegiate.
He's trying out for some professionals. Going to get some backing here, endorsed by Nike.
I mean, come on.
I think that goes to, and I know this is big, and I'm probably going to hurt some feelings, but
Oh boy.
is there?
It's a competition
Is-
for podcasters.
No, well, there should be. Is fishing a sport?
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean?
Like largemouth bass fishing?
100%.
Well, I know,
They have
but
tournaments all the time.
I know, but
Well, there's something to
can-
be said for it. I don't get it, but I've got a friend. His name is Randy.
I think you can make a shit ton of money off of it.
Yeah,
Isn't
you
it
can make some money off it. So
but
that,
isn't it
therefore it's
luck?
sport.
I mean,
I've got a friend. His name is Randy Short.
Okay.
All right, I've known him for a very, very long time before I even met you. I mean, it's a long time ago, and I don't hang out with him. He's got his own thing going on, roofing company and stuff. But he tells me anytime I want to go fishing, and I was like, dude, really? He says, look, if you go with me, I can show you how to fish, and you can catch a fish. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but the proof is in the pudding, because on his Facebook page, he goes out and he's coming back with all these record-breaking fish everywhere he goes. So
Wow.
there's got to be some sort of talent where, not necessarily where you're taking your rod and you're throwing it in the water and you try to pull it up, but maybe it's where in the lake. Maybe you're looking for dark spots, deep spots.
Well, they all have their computers and radar,
Fish finder.
fish finders. They all have.
Well,
that.
that's true too. I don't know if that's part of it,
Technology.
but
Yes,
it could be.
Well, that's part of it, but they also know, like where these competitions are, they know the lakes, and you see these guys. They have these boats, these $100,000 boats that go 800 miles an hour, so they can be the first one there. And they scout. They know, all right, I'm going there because it's this time of day, this temperature. Boom.
Yeah,
fish
they
are
know
gonna
all
be
the
there.
parameters.
Yeah, just like any good.
But I mean,
sport person
I
would.
would think the top 50 guys or top 10 guys all have the same. They all know all the tricks,
Correct.
and then ultimately it's whoever has a big fish that decides to bite the lure. I mean, you know what I mean?
You're right. There is a part of, I think, luck to it. There is skill.
Yeah.
There's
Uh,
skill in getting yourself in the right
Well,
position.
you have to pick the correct lure.
Yes.
You have to anticipate what the species is there and what's gonna pull that species out and grab your lure. What type? There's all kinds of different types of spinners.
Oh, there's a million.
There's surface ones.
Well,
there's
also-
frogs. There's,
Well, also how to hook the fish, right?
I guess.
You have to time it, and you hook it, and you reel it in.
Right.
So they're
I'm sure
and
we're not
they've got these cool robotic fish lures now.
AI.
Well, no, robotic, meaning
does it go to the fish and like jump on them and hook them?
it moves like a fish.
It's like a ballistic.
So when you let it
ballistic
sit
lure.
there, it'll do like little circles. So you basically you set it in the water, drop it down there, and it'll do like little 2-foot circles and kind of swim around itself really slow.
Yeah.
And the light hits it just right, and it's got a little reflective thing going on. It's pretty sophisticated.
I saw a video of a guy catching a paddlefish in
Okay.
Missouri, I think. And these things are huge. And you don't catch them the standard way. You actually snag them. He goes, they're not going to bite your lure or whatever. You actually have this hook and this contraption, and you have these radar, and you see them, and you kind of go by and you try to snag them on the side.
Yeah, you strafe them.
Yeah, you hook them on the side, and then
Nice.
you reel them up, and they're huge fish. I mean, 200-pound things. These big, humongous paddlefish you find in the rivers
Interesting.
and lakes up there in Missouri.
Yeah,
So-
I think we're not giving these fishermen, their due.
Well,
right?
I'm
I'm sure it's incredibly complicated, a ton
Well,
of
it
experience and all that kind of stuff.
But when I think of sports, I'm thinking of physical exertion. Is it more along the line of chess?
Yeah. I
Or
would
It's a
agree.
something like that.
competition,
I would agree with that.
cerebral
It's a
and physical, perhaps.
It's a competition. Yeah, you're out there in the elements, but are you exerting a lot of energy?
Right.
Is that kind of like speed walking?
Correct. Jazzercise walking. Have you ever seen that video?
I have
Yes.
I think you've sent that to us a few
She
times.
Yeah,
has, she has
a
that
couple-
huge camel toe.
a couple times. Yeah, you
Yes.
sent it to
That was
us.
more like a hoof.
Yeah, it was kind of.
Wow.
Yes. I think her liver was
you know,
in there.
I've got something I want to follow up, mostly with Jeff, because he seems to be pretty knowledgeable on this. But, first of all, happy late Cinco de Mayo Day. La, 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 la. So we were sitting at the in our kitchen eating taco bueno last night, my wife and I, and we're like, oh, it's Cinco de Mayo, and I was like, oh, la 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 la, and I told her, I was like, Cinco de Mayo is that's kind of a made up holiday, anyways. I mean, it's not really.
It is.
It's an Americanized holiday. Yes, there's an event that occurred. No one celebrates it over in Mexico. Except the people perhaps in Puebla.
In Puebla.
Yeah, and
Right.
outside of that, nowhere else.
Yeah.
So and then she was like, I'm going to fact check that. And so she fact checks that, and it's exactly what I just said. It's not celebrated over there. But you know what else it said that really grinded my gears? And this is through the Apple phone. So I don't know if this was a proprietary search engine on Apple phones.
Apple uses ChatGPT.
Well, it uses some woke shit because it came back and says, and just to let you know, when celebrating Cinco de Mayo, it is inappropriate to wear fake mustaches, sombreros, and maracas, and whatever you use for normal celebration and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
In general, that's cultural appropriation, is what they call that, right?
No, it's
Yes.
not. You're celebrating.
Oh, no, I
this-
know.
The,
I'm
the
not
culture.
advocating
Come
that.
on.
I'm saying that you could say that about any holiday that has a particular culture that.
So I'm
that-
not allowed
that
to wear my
celebrates it.
Lederhosen on freaking Oktoberfest Day?
No.
I guess
No,
not.
or your
Oh, my
St.
God.
Patty's shit on St.
Yeah, you
Patty's
can't
Day.
wear that either.
That's,
Nope.
That's Irish.
We've been trying to tell you that for years. You
Yeah.
offend everybody when you.
Well, there's just like there's a huge stink ever since that cartoon came out, Moana, and the little white girls want to be Moana. Well, you can't do that because you're culturally appropriating the Polynesian
so dumb.
culture. You
It's-
can't dress up as her.
I think that's crap. We
And
can-
actually, it's
we should
part.
be able to dress up as anything.
And
we
actually,
want.
there's a scene in the God, who made it?
Probably
There's
Disney.
a movie called "Am I Racist?"
Mm.
Oh, it's Matt Walsh, yeah.
by Matt Walsh,
Yeah.
and he's sitting there
Mm.
being serious with this psychologist, and asking, "Well, I have a
Oh, yeah.
daughter, and she wants to dress up as Moana." She's like, "Oh, you can't do that."
Whatever.
And then he kind of turned the table. He's like, "Well, she wants to be a princess. Isn't that kind of putting down, feminism and this and that?" And she was kind of torn. And yeah, you really have to walk a line and this and that.
No,
And
you don't.
no, just let her dress up as Moana.
There you go.
Let her be what she wants.
Yep.
Or he, whatever.
What if he wants to dress up like a princess?
Then I'd say no, but
No, that's cool.
then you dress up as the big
To
guy.
the woke. You can wear woman face if you want. That's cool.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that.
Allowed.
It's so.
They can do it. Who cares? Let people do whatever they want.
They get too bent out of shape.
I tell you what, I had an experience with my son Preston. When we lived in Irving, we had a good friend. They went over to their house, playing, having a good time, and then Tara and I go with their parents. We leave somewhere. The kid, they're being babysat, and I come back, and Preston's fingernails are painted.
Oh,
And I was like,
Oh boy.
oh, I lost my shit. I was like, who did this? And, the young girl did it. And, she was old enough where, 13, 14, where she could babysit. So it was all legit. No one was hurt or anything. But I was like, dude,
Well,
don't
he's-
freaking paint my son's. And now look at Preston. He's gay as hell.
I was gonna say he never
He
never
never got
acted the same after that.
Oh,
So I get it.
make sure we soundbite that.
he's gay as shit. I'll
Great.
send that to him.
Great. Well, cool. All right.
Well, Cinco de Mayo was, it's kind of crazy. I mean.
So you didn't do anything for the May the 4th be with you? Like,
Man.
don't you do Star Trek? Like, you dress up as
There's not
Like
a bit.
Captain
There's not.
Kirk or
There's not
something,
a lot of.
yeah.
There's not a lot of events that you go to. I mean, no, there's not. I can't think of anything.
Is
I
that,
mean-
is that not a Star Wars kind of.
You didn't have a laser sword fight or anything?
I mean, look, there are probably some venues out there, maybe some local spirit bars or something that. What is Jeff looking at?
I don't know.
Probably getting some air circulating. It's a
roach
little,
on the
little
ceiling?
stuffy.
I thought there was something above me, like a spider that was about to
I was looking to
launch
see if
on
the
me.
fan was on it. It was getting stuffy.
Oh, that was me. But there's not a lot of things out there, not a lot of events going on. I don't know. I haven't seen any, and frankly, I was a little busy on this one. And I tell you what, it kind of stinks. It seems like every season that's passing, faster and faster, these little events that we used to enjoy all the time are just getting brushed under the rug.
Yeah,
they're becoming less and less important.
But Cinco de Mayo?
Just in general.
Perhaps. I mean, I remember, 8 years ago, I went to Cinco de Mayo when my grandmother passed away, and we went to Connecticut, and she actually passed away like in January, and it took a while for us to. It took a while for the ground to thaw enough.
You guys have jackhammers out there.
Yeah, to dig into the ground.
Wow. So she'd been laying around waiting.
But it was
cold out. You could keep her outside.
Oh, nice.
But it was around May the 5th, and we had the whole family out there celebrating. And I remember being in a bar, and we got all toasty, and there were local vendors, spirit vendors, tequila, whatever, and they had a bunch of sombreros and fake mustaches. And I remember it was a fantastic, excellent celebration.
Sure.
And with family and friends celebrating Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day.
Were there any Mexicans there celebrating with you?
It was.
Who the hell knows? I don't know.
It's not Mexican
Probably no.
Independence Day. That's what everybody.
Yeah, but that's what they claim. I know it's not.
I know.
But it's just that it's just
what it
nuts.
is. What it is. I actually asked. I was like, well, hopefully it's not the celebration of a battle where they won over like Texas Republic soldiers or something.
And we're just
Like
celebrating it.
No, it was an
celebrating
internal.
the fall of the Alamo, right?
It was an internal battle.
Well,
I think,
actually,
wasn't
it was against the French.
The French.
Yes. So they were celebrating a battle in 1860 over the French. So, I mean, we don't care about the French. It's not hard to beat the French.
I also learned.
You know what I mean?
I also learned from my team that gringo is not a derogatory term.
Gringo.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because I asked them.
Leto is though.
It is well up here. You would think the Mexicans call us gringos, the whiteys, right? And the manager that reported to me down there, I was talking to him over dinner, and we were talking about this. I asked about Cinco de Mayo and gringo and all this stuff, and he started laughing. He goes, "No, we don't use that term." He goes, "That term comes from a battle between the U.S. and Mexico, but the U.S. was in green fatigues, and they were yelling, 'Green, go!' Like
For
go,
real?
Yes, like go away." So green
Really?
turned into gringo. That's what he told me.
Oh wow! I wonder if that's true. It seems because it's spelled Gringo, right?
Yeah,
Gringo.
It kind of morphed. So that's coming from him, and he grew up and lived there.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, green grow. U.S. soldiers sing green grow.
Green,
Or maybe that's
grow
what it
the
was.
Lilacs.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, it had nothing to do with a derogatory term.
Right, I hear you.
Yeah,
Interesting.
green grow turned into gringo. So
Interesting.
yeah, he goes. Yeah, we don't use that term. It's not derogatory and
So, what is their derogatory term for Americans?
honky.
You don't have to say it. I'm leading.
no idea.
I'm leading Sean.
No,
there.
but I mean, I'll tell you what a couple of them are. So they used to like saltine was one of them, or cracker. That was another one. Saltine was one. Weto. I don't know what the Weto. WHETTO. I don't know what
I've
the
never heard that
term
before.
is.
I had some saltines for dinner.
Yeah. Did you?
With some sardines.
So then they have every right to call you that.
I guess, yeah.
It's a lot of carbs.
And crackers.
Iodized salt.
It's
Jeez.
non-iodized, non-salt.
Non-iodized.
And they're wheat.
They use Celtic.
Yeah.
It's Celtic.
Wheat. So they
Celtic
put
saltine.
seed oils on those.
Oil-free. It was just flour
Wow.
in a bag.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things out there we don't know regarding like gringo. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard of that. I never thought it was. I thought it was. I didn't know. I just thought it was a white person, and I never construed it as a negative.
I never
thing.
did either. I didn't have a perception that it was a negative.
So
term.
Wedo, that's not necessarily bad, it looks like. It's for blonde or light-skinned. It's often used informally to refer to white people or those of fair complexions. Wedo.
Whitey or cracker.
Well, it says down at the bottom,
But it
yeah.
can also be derogatory. Yeah.
I could give a shit.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I don't care. And I've never was really offended, but I was kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of like when you say, I don't know. Some people get offended when you use derogatory terms. Black people do if you use a derogatory term. I can't think of any other race on the planet. I guess some Italian languages,
Well,
where they use like WAP or something. I don't even know.
Guido.
Guido or...
There's Asian, hurtful Asian ones, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean,
like what?
I'm not going to say them, but I mean, they're hurtful.
How do we know which one? I mean, I'll say a bunch of them just to kind of clear the air a little bit. But first of all, I want to preface this with I don't mean no even disrespect. I'm just trying to kind of figure it out because I know, like gook, for example.
Mhm.
My kids had said the word gook for some reason over at his house. My dad was like, "Hey, you don't say that."
That's the Vietnamese.
Only
Yeah,
I could say that
exactly.
because I used to kill him.
Yeah, that was a
or they used to
derogatory
kill
term for-
us. But anyways, that was one. And there's chink, there's
That's what I was thinking of.
there's ching chang. I don't know. I mean, I don't think those are horrible.
Yeah.
I think it's
all
when
in
you
the-
add these adjectives to it, like you stupid slant-eyed chink or something. That is horrible. Why would you want to say something like that?
Right.
But that's you could say that about anybody. Just kind of downplaying a little bit. But I don't know. I think we kind of
Yes.
just went off on a tangent there, didn't I?
Well, I brought up gringos, so
That's
I
also
started
it's
that.
Jeff's fault.
Yeah, I started that.
But you know what? I mean, there's a lot of a subculture people out there that's they live on that. What do they call it? It's some sort of ebonics or alternative language that they use out there. What is a substrate of language? Ebonics is one, but I mean, what
Dialect?
is it? It's not dialect. It's a whole. Ebonics is a whole set of words and stuff. that
Ebonics
just
is almost like a different language, almost.
I think the closest thing is dialect. I think that's because it's technically a version of English.
Right.
So, so it's got to be a dialect. It's not an accent, right? I mean, it's a dialect.
But they use different vocabulary.
Totally. But
So that's not a dialect. Dialect is where you say something. Like a dialect is a southern draw or a
that's-
northern draw.
That's accent.
That's accent.
That's accent. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
That's my.
I can tell you that the New Yorkers, Long Island, the Staten Islands, they have their own form. I don't want to call it Ebonics, but they have their own terminology and shit.
And so do Cajun.
Slang.
So does Cajun,
yeah.
right? In Louisiana,
Yeah.
that's
Well, Cajun's a big one. You can't even understand what the hell they're
exactly. So I mean, that, is
I mean,
that a
Adam
dialect?
Sandler has was it Waterboy?
saying. Yeah.
The Cajun coach.
There it is. Yeah. It's confirmed that it is a dialect of English.
Yes.
Is
Interesting.
Ebonics.
You remember the chef, the old guy, the Cajun guy? He would be outside. I remember watching this on.
What show?
This was a long time ago when I was a kid. There was an old guy. He'd be in overalls. He was Cajun. He had that accent, but he was a cook. He was like a chef.
Oh,
Like
you're not
Gordon
sure.
Ramsay.
You're not sure what show.
No, you
Justin Wilson,
was he big old guy?
Cajun, popular in Louisiana, PBS cooking show.
Yeah, way back when, and he'd always have this big old pot, and he'd use all those Cajun terms and all this shit. He was making Creole and all this kind of stuff, right?
Interesting.
And it all looked good, but
Crawfish.
oh yeah, well yeah, it was more than that,
ton of
because he had a show every week, so he was making all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I never really got into crawfish.
Me either.
Oh, I love crawfish.
The thought of sucking the brain out of it just
Well, you don't have to do
You
that.
don't have to, yeah.
You don't have to do that.
I mean, they are bugs. I mean, when you hear eat the bugs, that's a mud bug is a bug.
I mean, I've eaten a bunch of them.
It's just water
but
based
it's
bug.
not. It's just like they're so. You have to eat so many of them.
Yeah.
Well, it's a community thing because you have these crawfish boils, and you get around and they dump them, and you stand around and you
Yeah,
talk.
it's great.
And
You got corn,
yeah,
and
corn,
sausages,
sausage, and
sweet
shrimps.
potatoes. And
so you don't
shrimp.
have to eat the brain, but you can break it apart and eat the body.
The tail.
The tail.
Yeah.
It's like a,
tail.
it's like a
Tail.
lobster
Yeah.
tail.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's like a little
It's
lobster.
like a micro
Correct.
lobster
Yeah.
tail.
100%.
Okay.
Pinch the tail and suck
Yeah,
the head.
a lot of people just throw the heads away.
Yeah.
I'll suck a few until I get. It's rich sometimes.
Soundbite.
Yes, crazy.
Wow, I'm sure you
Mark.
will.
So I'll do that, and you're sucking their brains out and their everything else. But it
he
takes
said sucking, by the way.
Yes.
You
Sucking their
you get
brains
pretty
out.
efficient at it after a while
Yeah,
too. You
you-
can just like break it, and then you're
You will
Then you
get
get the
raw
little-
fingers after a while.
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, I have to be honest. I've never given it a fair shake.
You should try it.
Crawfish boil.
Yeah, you should try it, and it's good. It basically takes on whatever you season it in, right?
Right.
Sure.
The shrimp boil or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes like whatever you cook it in, and
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Cajun little packet you buy from the grocery store. Put in a big old. We have a super large pan. Just put it in there, and it looks like some capers looking kind of thing.
well, even better yet, HEB is having their big crawfish boil right now. You can go to HEB and buy 2 pounds of crawfish and take them home. They're all cooked, everything ready to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it have like a compilation of corn and stuff, or
I'm
is
sure.
it just the crawfish?
They're having a big old boil at every HEB off to the side. They have the big old pots.
Well, I mean, is that when you show up, can I buy a gallon of?
Well, they bag them up for you. Right?
but is
They're
it the
cooked.
whole deal?
I think so. I don't know.
All
that'd
the
be interesting.
All the trimmings and stuff. You
Yeah,
think?
that's
I
fine.
think so.
So how do you prepare that? Like
Then you take them home and eat them.
oh, you don't even have to like
No, they're
recook
cooked.
them.
Well,
or
I mean, traditionally, you
heat 'em
take
up,
your
though.
table and you put like brown paper
Butcher
down
paper
there.
down
and
and just
Oh,
dump
okay.
it.
Yeah, because it's messy.
yeah, and you just slap it on there.
Yeah, you
and-
just throw your shit.
there you go. There's a picture of it.
And do you like blast Cajun music and wear like
No.
overalls
No.
with nothing underneath and a
Typically,
straw hat?
We usually
just
listen
Journey.
to Journey.
And you jump around and yeah.
I'm not sure.
Was that Cajun?
I
sounded
don't.
like a-
Is that Cajun?
It's like a samurai.
I don't know.
That wasn't Cajun. Y'all, how you doing, y'all?
I don't believe that was Cajun either.
Well, help me out here. What does the
I don't
Cajun
know,
sound
but
like?
I'm so thankful we don't have video right now because
yeah, Justin Wilson was the old guy.
was that him?
Yeah, he was born in 1914, died in 2001.
You know, I'd be more interested, Mr. Producer, in knowing what a Cajun sounds like.
Put up,
Find that after. Okay, right now we're watching this Cajun music. Now this is awesome stuff. This is just like bluegrass to me.
Very similar. It's got a lot of the same instruments.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could
Steel
find this at
guitar,
any
fiddle, yeah.
small like Kentucky town festival. Yee-hee.
So you want to hear
It's like a regular hoedown.
What does a Cajun sound like?
like that.
like that? Yeah.
Here we go.
It's
It's a
a
Cajun
lovely-
accent.
Oh, here's
This
this
guy.
dude.
This is perfect.
He has no
Let's
teeth.
see what this guy.
See how close I was.
Oh, pretty good. You doing all right today?
Yeah. How about you?
All right. Where you from?
Powerboat Nation.
Now, where's that?
It doesn't sound Cajun to me.
That's in Florida.
It's not
Okay,
too.
well, I'm a coon ass.
You're coon ass.
Cajun?
Pull up,
Yes, sir.
pull up
You
Justin
wrestling
Wilson.
alligators?
Pull up him
I don't
instead.
wrestle, but
He
I
has
catch 'em.
You
I catch 'em. Well, look,
I was
got a
really
good
close,
taste
by
for
the
that
way.
Gator boy.
Yeah.
They're from Florida.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
impersonation was almost dead on.
I was just a little.
I mean, depending on the way you train them, they are hard-headed but smart. I remember one that said,
He sounds like John Kennedy, the senator.
Going
from-
out in the road.
Yeah, a little bit. It sure
The dog
does.
just
From
got
Massachusetts.
between him and the road and gently nudged him back to safety all the time.
There's so much Southern in this.
Southern wine that needs just a little bit of salt. You got to admit that pretty yes.
Ooh,
wait a
wee.
minute, you know I forgot the most important thing?
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's looking good.
Looking good.
Hey, that's a fine one.
You want me to bring up Waterboy?
Boy.
God, no, that's
Lord.
okay. All right. Okay, I didn't sound anything like a Cajun.
God, I
I'm
can't be- I
I'm
can't
acknowledging
believe-
that
I used
now.
to watch that.
Yeah, well, maybe if you had an extra chromosome or something.
Maybe that would have helped. Yeah, I don't know. So
All right, well. Sorry. My whiskey went in the wrong way.
Up the asshole?
No, it did not.
Oh, okay.
Not up the. I was on butt losing it. All right, so what else we got going on? We had some weddings going on.
You had a wedding. Oh, I had an event on Friday.
What
So,
about the Thursday Amici event?
I'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
The wedding was on Friday, so not very many weddings are on Friday. So
no.
Julie and I were skittering around all day, helping out, set up, and everything. So I come back and shower, and I hadn't shaved all week, and I proceeded to shave, and I used my safety razor,
Ooh.
and it basically safely removed all the skin off of my face.
Nice.
right around the first one was, and it was a brand new blade, so I don't know what the hell I was doing. I felt it on the chin right there because it kind of caught.
Oh.
I was like, oh no, that's going to be a good one. So then I just kept going. Then all around my mouth, I just shredded.
It was like a cheese peeler.
Oh, it was. It was just like,
Gross.
and
Were you
by the
like-
time I was done,
Yeah,
I
were you
was
bleeding to death?
Oh, it was horrible. It's like a murder scene. It was. I had so much. It was blood everywhere, just running down my chin and everything. And so I was like, great. Now I have to be at a wedding here
It
shortly.
looked like a.
And I'm going to be, like a meat grinder.
You got
like-
herpes simplex
You were like
8.
a. You
No,
were
that
like
looked
a,
like the next day.
Well, you were like attacked by like some sort of rodent or something.
Yeah, and I showed up. I was very self conscious. For one thing, it hurt, and I'm sure it was inflamed and everything. I told the guy, and I was doing this, and I was like, "Can I use the restroom? Because I think it's
Bleeding.
I need to wipe my face." I hacked my face apart when I was shaving, and he was very cool about it. And then my wife got me some Aquaphor to kind of cover. I was like, "Now, great! Now I'm glistening everywhere."
Right.
Right. So I did that. The next day, everything scabbed over, and I looked like some social disease.
Oh.
I had all these things around my mouth. I was like, God, it looks like I have gonorrhea or herpes. Whichever
Herpes.
One,
I
gives
would
you
go
the,
with herpes.
Whichever one gives you the canker sores. I was like, this is great.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I still have a couple of the scars. There's one, or not scars. But
So what is
No,
that
wait.
safety blade? What is that?
Those are they call them a safety razor, right? Where you have the actual blades that you replace.
Oh yeah, I use
Yeah,
that
what-
all the time. I don't have that.
What made you shave with a straight razor?
That's not a straight razor. It's
Well,
one of
I
those.
mean-
That's what I use.
Yeah, that's what I use too. It's fantastic.
okay. So you always use that.
Yeah. It's just I think I was in a hurry maybe. And I was just like I was pressing too hard and I just
usually don't
grabbed-
have enough lubricant.
It could be. I don't know, but
Hold on. So you guys regularly shave with these?
I do about once a week.
No, I tell you what, I don't shave. I shave when I have to, which could be months in between.
Yeah,
So I use an electric razor,
Yeah.
and it's a trimmer, not like the little circle things.
That's
where,
our new Relco.
No, forget that. I use something they use for like trimming your hair.
Okay.
And man, I'll
Yeah,
tell you
but,
what.
But how do you get a close shave? Do you not? I guess you don't.
It's close enough to where if I go out, I mean, have you seen me with a close shave?
no.
I guess not.
Am I always kind of overcast?
You always have
overshadow?
you always have the 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
I
guess
have an
so.
electric one as well. But I
love
wanted,
it.
but since I was going, I was like, I want something a little bit closer.
Dude, I have a Braun, and it is very close. Very close.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So after this, I'm like,
do you spoon with it? It's very
yeah. I mean, we're tight.
shave your taint.
Yeah, a little bit sometimes. No, I'm telling you, it's. I mean, that's what I have right
Kinda
there.
grabs
He's
the
got
scrope.
up on the screen. I mean, it's a wet dry vac.
Oh, it's one of the
A
red.
wet dry shaver, and
so it works good, huh?
It works great. I've had bronze for 15, 20 years. I mean, they're worth the money. They're amazing.
Well, I'll give it a shot. I'm not against it.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, yeah. I may
especially
try it
if
as
you get a
well.
nice close shave.
Especially
Yes.
after the experience that I had, because my dad. The reason I started using the safety razors, I never used them. I used the Mach 20s or whatever
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck
what I
was
used
out there.
in high school.
And then it got too expensive. Then I moved to the Harry's. Then Harry's turned all woke on me. And then I moved to something else. I can't remember what it was. And then
I buy the one that the Pawn Star guy, the Pawn Store. Remember the Las Vegas show that was on the History Channel?
Mm.
Pawn Stars. Is that what it's called? Pawn Stars.
he has a razor.
Yeah, he has a razor he put out.
No, I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I was the same way.
Yeah.
The Harry's, and then I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, so I dropped Harry's, and then when my dad passed, when we were cleaning it out, he had this box. I have enough razors to last me a lifetime and my children a lifetime.
Oh wow.
So I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll start using this. And so I've been using it for a year with really no issues until last Friday. And I decided to remove my lips. It was horrible.
Well, I remember in high school, we had the regular, the regular razors.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what would Noel?
Bic?
Not Noel.
Bic.
Better than Bic. Yeah, those were like.
Bic
Gillette's
You
or
talk about
something?
cheese. You talk about cheese graters.
With the single blade.
No,
Yeah.
with the 3, and it kind of flexed, right?
I know I started
That's
with
like the
tell you-
Mach
But I
3.
tell you what, in high school, I don't know about you guys, but I had zits, so it was like zip, and then I'd be done, and then I had a roll of toilet paper right there, and I had to peel off all the little, put little paper on each cut because it was regular.
Right.
Every single time it was cuts and stop the bleeding with the little paper, toilet paper. And it
Toilet
was,
paper, right?
Yeah. I mean, is that not what you guys did in high school? I mean,
I
No,
didn't have a
I
bad
didn't.
acne problem.
oh, I did.
And I used the cheap ass
Bad.
the cheap ass Bix, and it literally had one blade,
Yes.
and it was plastic, and it didn't
It was
flex.
yellow. I had the
Uh,
yellow.
yellow and
Yeah.
brown. They're different colors, but I remember going to college and just using those, and I was just raking my face
Yeah.
every time.
It was awful.
And there's a spot on my neck that I have to change directions. Otherwise, it hurts so bad, and I would just leave this.
Your neck
huge-
has a part,
it has a colic or something.
a
In it.
cowlick in the middle of your beard.
I mean, you can't
He's
tell.
got a hair part.
You can't tell, but right here
Hair part on
on
his
the left
throat.
side of my neck,
It sprouts out
and,
like
and I was in college
like
when,
Cousin It.
when I finally figured this out, because I would hate it. I'd get to it, and it would rake, and it would just bleed and leave it look like a huge rash,
Rash. Yes.
red, just bleeding everywhere. And I don't know what made me do it, is I went the other way. I was like, that was brilliant.
Whoa.
I was like, that didn't hurt at all. I felt like the rest of my face. It's just like a little patch
Oh,
right
yeah.
there, like a 3-inch patch all the way down.
I mean, there's always. I mean, I was trying to teach my boys how to shave, and I was telling them you got to go in different directions because they grow in different
Oh, yeah.
directions. And
Yep.
you
I've got
know.
this big ass mole on my cheek.
Oh,
Yeah.
How many
Try
times
shaving that fucker off.
Have you lanced that a few times?
A bunch. I mean, I haven't done it in years because I seldom shave, and when I do, I'm so slow, and I take my time, and I use lots. I use lots of lubricant, man. I don't use. I use like bar soap. You know, I get it all lathered up and super slippery because
Yeah.
if it's dry whatsoever,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, it's painful because
Yeah.
rug burn. You know, no, forget that.
Yeah,
It's just not worth it.
But how about the aftershave liquid where you'd splash it on your face and it would just basically burn I mean, wherever you had cuts, it was
I
like,
use-
"Ah!" I mean,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
the
yeah.
hell,
Well,
man?
that was back in like
How is-
Aquavelva.
Yeah, how is that a good idea?
Well,
It's not.
I used to do that again in college. I use one now there's no alcohol in it, and it cools the face, so
Right.
it helps it. Like I said, it doesn't have the alcohol and all that bullshit in it, and it.
Why would they even do that, though? What was
I
the
don't know.
concept behind that?
It was manly.
Aquavelva.
Aquavelva.
So
And-
you have cuts all over your face, and then you just splash alcohol into the cuts, and
Oh,
you're,
it was horrible.
You're a man.
Either that or lemon juice.
No, perfect.
Hey, Mom, you
Perfect.
got any lemons? I'm gonna shave.
God, what a nightmare.
Yeah, I remember either my dad had some, or I got some when I went to college in some gift box. When you move in, they get like a little, like the dorm would have like a little box with
Sure.
razors and
Yeah.
shower cream
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and a
And
little
electric
bottle.
shave.
Yeah, and a little bottle
Yes.
of that, like Barbasol. Is that the foam?
Oh yeah.
And the little thing of that alcohol, blue alcohol, and I used it there, and I was like, "This is terrible."
I don't understand. How are you guys seriously not? Neither of you, none of you, all three of you didn't have any acne in high school? What?
No,
I mean, not.
I'd
a
have one or
lot,
two.
Really?
you know.
I
We
mean,
lived in the United States.
yeah.
Yeah. We were
No,
clean.
in high school I was in the United States, unless Houston is considered a foreign country.
Was Vietnam still coming out of your
It-
body?
Yeah, you were still permeating oils from Vietnam.
I had to take Accutane. It was so bad.
No, that's why you're deaf.
well, interestingly, I wore hearing aids before that, but
it just
yeah,
got worse, huh?
awkward. Yeah,
No, there are some people that just have a lot of acne. I mean, I had acne. I mean, it was like a pimple. Some people had really
Oh,
bad
man.
acne. They'd have
Yeah.
to take certain drugs to tame it.
yeah. Accutane is like, I mean, that's the one where they say women, girls shouldn't take it. I mean, because
Right.
the birth defects. Right?
That's what I mean. There's a chemical in it that's dangerous.
Yes, and you should see the packaging. It's like you have to sign paperwork that you will, which is kind of strange for boys to have to do that, but you have to sign paperwork that says you know that you can't get pregnant, you will not get pregnant because, I mean, of course, the liability on that
Right,
is through the
right.
roof. But damn, it's effective. It dries you out like, you got to be careful in the sun, and you have
Right.
to.
Yeah,
you
my
know-
sister had bad acne problems going through high school, and she really didn't get out of it until I guess she moved away to college, and it started to clear up. But she had bad where it's just red. Your face
Dude,
is red.
and for another thing, Houston was so fucking humid, man. It was a nasty, just a pimple-making, gross,
Oh,
humid
believe it or not,
atmosphere.
yeah, Houston, Cincinnati's actually really bad too,
Is it?
because you're in a valley and you got 3 rivers right there. You got
So it's all this moisture.
it's just sitting right down there in a valley,
Ugh.
right? So it's
Yeah.
actually quite humid in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite as bad as Houston, but
Houston's
it's still
awful.
It's nothing like Dallas.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Producer, for putting all those images of
Yeah.
acne. That's
And
that's
Bacne.
horrific.
Acne.
That's Bacne. That's
I know
Some of them have it really bad.
I know in
man.
high school,
where does that come from?
it's just genetics.
It's
it?
it's
Some people are-
infections of the
yeah.
hair follicles.
Yeah, that's just
follicles,
genetic.
I guess. I don't.
We had someone in school
That's in
who
Singapore.
had full back knee,
Oh,
and in
God.
gym class, phys ed class, we'd play basketball, skins versus shirts,
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
and he'd be on the skins team. So then, Jeff, you're guarding him. I'm like,
no, not.
great.
So he was the leading scorer.
So yeah, he basically had a run of the paint. Right.
Nobody would play any
He just
defense
plays-
on
I
him.
mean, I felt bad. I mean, it was bad. It just wasn't his back. It was on his shoulders and his face, and he was redhead for
See,
one thing.
and then
made it
yeah,
even more interesting.
Accutane for those people is a godsend. It really is.
Well, he obviously didn't use it because he had it through his entire high school career.
Yeah, it's tough, man. When you have, I mean, it's so you're
It'll
so
scar you for life. Some of it.
Yeah, and you're
literally
so,
scar you.
and you're so self conscious, and it's awful. Acne just sucks, man.
Yeah.
But it's a part of puberty, for one thing.
Yep.
There are hormonal things, but there's also some of it's due to diet, right? You can cut certain things like dairy out of your diet, and it will clear you up. So you got to
Interesting.
try things, not just
Yeah.
not just treating the the outbreak, but like what goes into your body too. So
Yeah, we
Well,
didn't have that kind of awareness back when I was
Yeah,
they
in
don't
high
probably
school.
promote that.
yeah,
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
don't.
it's sad. It is.
We had none of that awareness.
We drank powdered
ridiculous.
milk. So,
Dude, I drank
It was the Tang.
Tang. Yeah, I drank Tang. I drank probably a 6-pack of Coke a day.
Yeah, it was
Kool-Aid.
bologna and powdered cheese.
Oh, it's awful shit, man.
Government cheese.
I heard it was a lot of sugar caused acne. That's what my mom would say. So that's why we never had candies or cakes or pops or anything like that. I don't know if
Because-
it's any truth.
You know what? But sugar is horrible for you.
Yeah.
Everyone should know
It
that.
is. It is.
You know, everyone should try not to. Hell, drinking's bad for you too. Everything's bad for you. God bless.
I know it.
You can't figure out what to look. I mean, I'm trying everything I can, except for it's a losing battle.
Yeah, it does seem like it
You know?
sometimes.
Well, it kind of does say sugar has an effect.
Oh, then I guess she was right.
Well, there you
I
go.
never fact checked her. I just like, okay.
For
You didn't have
for what?
grok
For,
when
for
you were a
acne?
kid?
You
Yeah.
saying for
Yeah,
acne?
for acne.
Yeah, it says blood sugar, insulin levels, hormonal balance.
Could have been all those pops you were
high
drinking.
GI
Yeah,
foods.
dude. When I came home from school, the first thing I did was I went to the refrigerator and I pulled out a Coke and I stood there and drank the whole thing. I threw that can away and I grabbed a second one, and then I would go watch Three's Company.
Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you.
No, seriously, that was. So then I would proceed to drink another 4 that every night.
I wonder if that was part of your.
I drank a 6-pack every single night.
Yeah, that was.
It
tough.
wasn't even throughout the day. It was. You talk about high glycemic spike. How
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
And my mom never said a word. She was just like, "I want you to be happy."
Well,
I
your
lo-
mom doesn't know any
I
better.
love you,
know?
Paul.
But we didn't know any different
Well,
back then.
They didn't teach you. They were teaching that grains were the most awesome thing, and the pyramid table and the food pyramid was. And I say this a lot on the podcast, but it pisses me off.
That
It pisses me off that we were lied to,
Yeah.
and we continue to be lied to. It really does, and there's no one that's ever going to be held accountable. But you know who's going to be held accountable for this fantastic drink we're making?
That would be you. You picked it.
I did.
You're accountable.
Yeah, I did.
I'm going to give it
So-
a really low rating.
I went to the drawer and I was like, oh, look at that. I have not pulled out from Austin, Texas, 9-banded weeded bourbon. This is the single barrel version. This is actually the barrel number 46 setup for Total Wine only.
Ooh,
Are we
so it's a
allowed
spill
a
pick.
second? Are you guys done with yours? Are we allowed a second pour, or is that being reserved for the infinity bottle?
How much do we have left in there?
Let me see.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Yeah,
That's
just
infinity bottle it.
I mean, there's we could do an ounce, I guess.
Infinity bottle it.
Yeah, just do it.
We don't need another ounce.
Yeah,
We have Old
Paul.
Williamsburg.
It's
I
too
hate-
good to be put in an infinity bottle.
I hate this.
All we want
podcast.
is infinity bottle.
This podcast sucks.
Anyway, so it's a Total Wine version. It's the barrel number 46. It's the weeded bourbon single barrel, and it's 109 proof.
So this single barrel could be vastly different than if we bought another one today.
Oh, for sure.
Correct.
So
So-
I got to tell you guys,
I believe this
tell
is,
our listeners out there.
is this MGP?
I don't think so. I think they get their stuff from Still Austin.
Still Austin or
Yeah.
Giant, maybe. Giant's another big sourcer here in Texas. I've been.
So they're 9 Banded was probably one of our first love affairs with bourbons.
It's a blend.
It was mine at
Big
least.
black powder was.
By the way,
Yeah.
this is blended and bottled.
Well, black powder wasn't.
That was kind of the introduction. I think.
But I mean, this was kind of like the first thing I was kind of like, oh, this is the champagne.
Oh, yeah.
This is good. It's 45% wheat, which is, for us, it was kind of like, oh, this is good, and it's still good. It's just different. I don't think it has as much flavor as some of the other stuff does, but it's
Lawrenceburg.
it's made from it's in Austin, Texas, and it's 45% bourbon, 51% corn, and then the remainder is barley. But
Yeah, so it's distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana,
It's MGP.
oh, it is MGP.
Yeah.
and it is blended and bottled by 9 Banded
Yeah.
in Austin.
Yep.
So it's a blend of I'm assuming MGP.
I wonder if they're ever going to distill their own stuff.
I don't know. I don't even know if they're going to make it. I mean, their stuff has kind of become stagnant. I think that they have. I'd like to find out if there are other bottles. I don't even know how old that bottle is. Maybe they have already. I don't know. That's a good question.
So they get this stuff from MGP, they blend it, and then they do age it for a time in the hill country. And
it'd be
it's
nice
aged
if they-
at least 3 years. It says.
It'd be nice if they get off their asses and get on the podcast. They keep telling us that they're going to come out here and walk us through this process.
Who, 9 Banded?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, there is no turbidity to this, so that's good.
Turbidity.
What does that
Turbidity,
mean?
yes.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
It's no turbidity. I don't know. I've
It's-
seen the word before. I don't know what it means.
Well, it has to do with like
Is it clearness?
solids in the water. Yeah,
Yeah. Is it chunkiness?
it's the clearness of the water.
Yeah.
No, we
It's
want
not cloudy.
floaties because that means it's unfiltered.
That'd be the cowboy, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
have a-
unfiltered
You
and,
have a twig in that?
raw.
Yes. Gets a little fiber with your bourbon.
All right, so what do we? I mean, I already drank mine. You guys won't let me have more. So what do you
You
guys?
pour a little splash.
I'm
What-
done.
I mean-
I'm done with mine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know how.
All right, so 9 Banded bourbon, specifically the single barrel selection, is known for its golden honey color, rich, round mouthfeel. Tasting notes include grassy and herbal aromas with a touch butterscotch. The palate offers smoky cherry, creme brulee, honeycomb flavors, culminating in a lingering velvety finish.
Velvet.
Additionally, some reviewers note hints of vanilla cornflakes and sweet cream.
The finish. This is tasty. I don't think I like it as much as when we first got it because we've had so many other outstanding ones.
I would call this slightly above average.
Yeah, I was going to give this like a 6, 5.5 to a 6.
I would agree with that.
It's good, drinkable, but it goes away really fast for me. The finish is not quite there.
It's really
it's
got a-
usually under $50 too, so keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, good point.
this one's under 50.
but it's 109, 110, so there's quite a few things out there that we like in that
If you-
range, right? I think Rare Breed's close to that. There's a few others that are in there. I think I like Early Times better than this. And that's at 100.
Right.
You like Early Times better than this?
I think so.
I'm
It's been a
gonna
while
give it
since I have Early Times, so we need to have that again too.
I'm going to give it a
tasty,
6 as
man.
well.
Yeah.
I want to be different, but I'm with you. I'm going to give this a 6. The 9 Banded is good. So they had the white bottle, the white brand, the
Right.
label that was on there. Then they had the black label. The white label, they changed the
Mash bill.
the mash bill, or not the mash bill, but
The blend, I guess.
Yeah, whatever it was, they changed it up, and it tasted better, but it still was just eh. And the black, but they also come up with another gold bottle. This one is a single barrel, but they have a cask strength one.
Correct. I think that's 120.
Yeah, it's
Close to it,
that
right?
one is fantastical.
Yeah, there it is right. Yeah, there it is right there.
Something like that. Yeah. But there's a couple great ones out there, but not this one's. I agree. This is about a 6, and
Which is
that's all
fine.
I'm at. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
like I
there's
said,
not really.
above average is what I would say.
Yeah, if you want a decent bottle for the $40-$50 range.
Yeah. Are you sure? I thought this was like 55, 60.
Well, he's the one who said 50. I don't know.
I don't know.
It may be. Yeah, it may
$51.
be because
It's $81.
81.
51.
Oh, 51.
Oh, you were speaking Cajun.
Yeah, 50.
Oh, okay. I see.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
What did you rate it, Paul?
Yeah, I gave it a 6.1.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh,
So almost sixes
trying to
all
prices
around.
right us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you went over, so
well,
you lose.
you guys, I overbid?
You
Oh,
overbid.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything fun, funny?
So good. You can't go wrong with it.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's good to have in the collection. I think we're going to dump this into our infinity bottle. For those listeners
Yeah.
out there that don't know, we have an infinity bottle that's got frickin' a ton of bottles in there. Ton of bottles. If you get an opportunity to come on the podcast or visit the studio here in Frisco, Texas, you can check it out. It's a gallon and it's almost full, but when it gets to a certain point, we usually divvy up
we usually
around.
sample, yeah.
And
So
pull
I think
out.
we have 50 to 52 in there now. I know we lost track of. I know you're writing them
No,
down.
I'm writing them down, but we have I think closer to 60,
Oh, so
62
that many in there now?
even.
Wow. Well, before we get to the end, I want to kind of cover Gene Hackman and what he kind of went through there at the end of his life.
Yeah. What a mess.
I read today that he has just now been buried. He died back in February or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Him and his wife. Horrible, tragic thing to end of life that he went through. His wife died of hantavirus, of all things. And then he had dementia / Alzheimer's, and I think he basically forgot to eat.
He went on for another week, they
yeah,
thought.
yeah, and they looked, and I was like, yeah, there was nothing in his system, no food, anything.
So I mean, I guess his dementia was so advanced that he didn't even recognize that his wife was on the ground or on the floor,
Right.
and then
he didn't eat, he couldn't cook.
He just kind of stumbled around, and I
think
guess
They
went to bed.
Well, he was on the floor, I thought, and he just finally just died of old age, I think.
Wow, yeah, that's not a dignified way to
Well,
go.
anyway, they finally did the autopsy and all that stuff, and I guess he was estranged from his kids, who didn't claim the body and all this stuff. Well, they just buried him and his wife in New Mexico in an unmarked grave.
Wow.
And his kids did it. His kids had a ceremony. So I don't know what the motivation is because they were cut out of the will. So I don't know if they're a little butthurt around that.
Oh, it had to be. He
Or
had an $80 million estate.
So the fact that they're cut out, I don't know what relationship he had with his kids, but hopefully you would think at the end there, you're like, all right, this is dad. Let's at least give him a tombstone at least, right?
Yeah, but they might have been. I wonder if it started with the wife, younger.
That's the second or third wife, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
They've been married, though, for quite a while.
Yeah.
They were married for 30 years almost, I think.
Which means they could have been estranged for all that time.
Could have been. His
You know what I
kids
mean?
are probably
they got into a fight and they
Yeah.
didn't talk for years and years and years.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the actors, when they got to spend months and months and months on a set, living in the trailer, they're not seeing their kids. I mean, they might talk to them on the phone or whatever.
Yeah, they're
and
secondary.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
become secondary to the craft a little bit.
That's true. He
That's true.
could
It
have
leads to all kinds of divorce and
Yeah.
hard feelings.
Yeah, for sure.
he could have been an absent dad who, like, I don't know. I'm not assuming anything, but there are some troubles there. But the fact that it's just sad when you see someone like that, or just anybody who is just unmarked.
Yeah, put that aside. Put
Yeah.
the pettiness aside
Yeah.
and give them a dignified.
I mean, get a small flat one if you don't want to do anything else.
Right.
Not a big one or anything, like just a small one. If you're burying them, at least give them that.
That is total bitterness to not even put his name on there.
Unmarked.
And keep in mind,
So-
he's a beloved actor.
So
I
was
mean,
that in his will to have it unmarked, or his kids just
His
did that?
kids did that, apparently.
Wow.
At least the article I read didn't say anything about the will. It just says, his kids were at this small ceremony, and it was an unmarked grave next to his wife.
I hope that changes.
So
Yeah.
Gene Hackman's estrangement from his children was primarily attributed to his career commitments, like you guys just shared,
Right.
particularly his frequent and lengthy absences from home due to acting roles. He acknowledged feeling disconnected from his children, especially during the formative years, and recognized that his focus on career had taken a toll on their relationship. While he did attempt to mend the relationships with his second wife, it seemed the damage was too bad.
Right. That's a sad story, man.
It is sad, and you know, and you gotta imagine when you're making a lot of money and you're a movie star and you're able to bang anybody you want, essentially.
Wow.
You know, I mean,
I know.
dude, come on. I mean, you're married. It's just like your
was
kids
big.
look at you in a different light. Like, Dad, you're a douche.
Right.
You know, you were married. You're my dad. We had a family, and what the fuck?
And you didn't care.
Yeah,
You threw it all away for your fame and fortune.
Well, I guess in a sense he kind of did it to himself.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, and you know, it doesn't matter. He's dead, so what does he give a shit if he does an unmarked grave or not?
True.
Well, even if he was still alive, he wouldn't give a fuck. He
True.
didn't know. He didn't know what was going on there at the end. And who knows how long he was like that? He could have been like that for a year.
And
But she was taking care of him, kind of a thing. Or
and
2
we don't
years.
even know that if he wanted to have an unmarked grave. I mean, there's a will out there.
It could be. I mean, maybe. Although an
Well, if
actor,
it was in the will, then they would. I mean, usually you don't even have to specify that. It's like pretty much a default. But yeah, if he wanted a marked grave, like he's passionate about it, he would have said it in the will.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. But again, he's
It
dead,
is sad.
and he's moved on. And they have a picture of just a circled piece of dirt on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is
come on.
it on their property?
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's on their ranch. He has like a ranch in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Can you bury somebody on the ranch? Just
Yeah, they have family cemeteries.
family plots.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
And, you know-
as a matter of fact, in Legacy East, you know
Yeah.
where all that stuff is, and there's that cemetery right there
Right.
in the middle of all of it.
Yeah.
That was a family cemetery.
Yeah.
You
And
can,
that is
you can
not-
poltergeist it and
In
build a
rural-
house on it.
You absolutely can, and you can build your house on a pet cemetery.
They moved the gravestones and not the graves.
No, seriously. So I think that's a common rural thing. I mean, 6 generations of Texans that live on the same land, they create a family cemetery.
Right.
That's not atypical.
That's
So,
what,
I know-
that's what Yellowstone did. The
Right.
Duttons, the TV show.
There we go. It's got to be true.
I know Donald
real.
Trump took advantage of graveyards, burying his wife in this golf course. Then he was able to. There's a certain rule. Where was it? New Jersey, wherever the golf course is. Wherever the
Right.
golf course is, they have a law that says that the graveyards don't pay taxes. So since he buried his wife there, he doesn't pay taxes on the golf course.
Did he bury her on like at the 18th green or?
Something like that. I don't know.
Huh, interesting.
Like on the 18th hole, you could look down and see her.
Yeah.
Hey, how you
You putt right over the gravestone.
Ew, that's crazy.
That is kind of dark.
It's crazy. All right, first half of the Dudes Like Us podcast. It's May 6th. Check us out on Dudes Like Us podcast on Instagram or Facebook. Mr. Producer, thank you. Mr. Chuck. Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.